Okay, with this video, we're going to be going over Word 2, Project 1, streaming video. And here in Blackboard, in the module, you say I have Project 1 instructions, which I've already downloaded and printed out. So I'm going to click on this starter file. And it's going to bring it down here into the bottom right-hand corner, or left-hand corner, sorry. I'm going to click on that, open up my starter file for this project. So I'm going to enable editing because this is safe. I can mess with it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. I'm going to browse and I'm going to find my computer folder in Documents. And then I'm going to get rid of this starter file and add my last name. And I'm going to save. So I'm going to look over these steps. Okay, we're now ready to start Word 2, and this is where we're messing with research papers. So here in Blackboard, you can see Word 2, Project 1. I have my instructions, which I've already downloaded and printed out. So I'm going to download the starter file, Word 2, Project 1 starter file. It's going to bring it down here into my lower left-hand corner. So I'm going to click on it to open it. And it's opening up in protected view, so I have to enable editing before I do anything. Next thing you want to do is save it. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Save As, and I'm going to go to Browse. And I'm going to go to Documents, and I'm going to find my document from my computer class. See, I've already got it here, Word 2 Project 1 Sessions. So that's because I've already started it once. I'm going to get rid of this, just name it the same thing, and save. And it's going to save it over that one. It's asking me, do I want to replace existing file? Say yes. First time I started doing it, messed up, so I went back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is add our first and last name to the footer at the bottom of the page. So I'm going to come clear down here to the bottom, double click, and add my name, and then close header and footer. All right, so now we're ready for step 1. We're writing a research paper, and we want to make sure that our citations and bibliography style is in MLA format. So I come up here to the References tab, and over here in the middle, Citations and Bibliography, we can see this particular one is an APA. We don't want that. We want to change that to MLA. So we're going to go down to the bottom and change it to MLA. And we want to modify the first body paragraph. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to select this paragraph, or you can just click in it, either one, however you're comfortable with. I'm going to go to Home, and I'm going to change the font to Times New Roman. Come over here, change it to Times New Roman. It's in alphabetical order. If you don't see it up there, just go down to the T's. Now I'm going to change the font size to 12. And the line spacing, so I'm going to go here to Paragraph. I'm just going to click on this little box in the corner, my paragraph settings. And right down here, I've got my line spacing, and we want it to be no spacing before or after. So after, we're going to get rid of that 8 and make it 0 and say OK. And that's just the spacing in between the paragraphs. So once I have all that done, now it wants us to modify or update the normal style to reflect these changes. So up here we have the normal, and if I right click on that normal, I can update it to match my selection. So it's just going to change that normal. Everything that has been styled as normal is going to update to that Times New Roman. You can see how everything changed right there. We also want to apply this normal style to the first 4 paragraphs of the document. Remember, each time you see that little backward P, that means there's an enter. Somebody's hit the enter key, so that's a paragraph. So the first 4 paragraphs of our document are actually these 4 right up here. So I'm going to select those 4 and then select normal. Now, if you don't see these figures on here, you need to just click this Show a Hide button on your Home tab, and it will turn those on. Now I want to insert a header. So I'm going to go to Insert, and over here is Header. And I just want the right aligned blank one here, so I'm going to click on that one. And where it says type here, I'm going to type in Sanchez. And I'm going to hit the space bar. Now I want to enter a page number. So I'm in the header settings, so you can see header and footer tools. Over here is page number. Now, by using this page number, page 2, it's going to show number 2. Page 3 is going to put page number 3. If I was to just type a 1 in here, it'd have 1 on each page. It wouldn't increase. So I'm going to go to current position, and I just want plain number. So now I'm going to have 1 on 1, and then 2, so forth and so on. I'm going to close header and footer. So if I go down to page 2, or when I have page 2, it's going to show. It'll be Sanchez 2. We're going to create a first line indent for all the body paragraphs. So I can just select, starting with the rising popularity and going clear down to cutting the cord. I'm going to come back up here to my paragraph and my paragraph settings button. And here under indentation, under special, I want to say a first line indent of 0.5. And it's going to indent each one of my paragraphs 0.5 inches. I mean, you can do each paragraph individually if you want to, but that takes more time. So if you just highlight it all and then do that, you'll be saving yourself some time. Now on page 2, we are going to enter a citation. Now a citation is where we're putting our, when you state a fact in a paper, you have to cite where you found that fact. So if you're saying that the sky is blue 365 days, well, where did you see that at? And that's your citation. So we're going to put in on page, I messed up. The line spacing for normal is supposed to be double. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here to this first paragraph. I'm going to highlight it, come back up to paragraph here, and I'm going to say make this line spacing double. Okay. And now I can come back up here and right click on normal, and it'll update normal to match selection, so everything's going to be double spaced. Sorry about that, but now you can see everybody can make mistakes using Word. Just have to go back in and check it. How did I figure out I'd messed up? Because it said on page 2 and I didn't have a page 2 yet. So now I have a page 2. So on page 2, we're going to find the sentence in addition technology companies. And it's here in the second paragraph, in addition. And right before the period, we're going to put our insertion point, not after, but before. And we're going to insert a citation for a new source. So I'm going to come up here to our References tab and insert citation. I've already got some in here, but I want to add a new source. So my new source, that information is in your instructions, and it's going to be a website. So I'm going to come down here and find website, and then I'm going to enter the information from my instructions. Once you have everything entered into your source document here, we're going to click OK. And here in our document, it will put heart with a period before the period. If you move your mouse over it, it'll shade it up a little bit. You can't just put parentheses. You need to put the information in. So now we're going to put in another citation. So we're going to come down here and find a common complaint of customers right before the period at the end of the sentence. We're going to go insert citation. This time we want Pew Research Center, and we've already have one in here because we've used it before. So we're going to click on that and put, you can see where it says Pew Research Center. Now again, if I put my mouse over it, if I click on it, you can see I can have this little line. If I click here, I can actually go in and edit the citation or edit the source. Citation is what you see in your document. A source is what is in the bibliography area. Just click to undo that. Okay, in the same paragraph at the end of the sentence, furthermore, customers feel, right here, we're going to put another citation here. This time it's a new citation, so we're going to put insert citation, add new source. And this is an article in a periodical. So we're going to find article in a periodical, and now we're going to enter the information from our instruction sheet. Have everything entered in correctly. Now we're going to click OK, and it's going to put that source in our document. So at the bottom of our page, before the works cited, we want to enter a manual page break. We want works cited to be on the next page. So I'm just going to come down here to the very bottom, and on the Layout tab, I've got breaks right here. So I'm going to click on that, and I want a page break. So click there. So now you can see in the document, because I have my show hide turned on, it says page break. And here at the top I have works cited. I want to get rid of this lone line here though, so works cited is at the very top of the page. Now I'm going to move my insertion point to this line below works cited, and I'm going to add my bibliography. So I'm going to come up here to References, and right here is Bibliography. And I don't want one of the built-in ones. I want this one at the bottom that says Insert Bibliography. So I'm going to click on that. And there's all of the citations and the sources, all the sources that I have for my document. Now we want to edit one of our sources. So we can come up here to Manage Sources, and we're going to scroll down here, we want to find Elwood. That's over here. We're going to click on Amy Elwood and say Edit, because her first name is really Alicia. So we're going to get rid of Amy and type in Alicia, say OK, and close. And now if we come back to our bibliography in this area, if we right click anywhere in there, we can update field, and we can see now it says Alicia Elwood. So now you're ready to save your document, go back to Blackboard, and submit it in Blackboard for grading.